welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway. Here I live with my husband and our 3 boys. And this is my little corner of the internet where I talk about my knitting and yarny goodness, and I hope that you want to join me today. I have some FOs and some whips to talk about, and maybe some Yarnjoy as well. So find yourself something good to drink, maybe some hot, delicious coffee like I have, and find your craft of choice and join me for a little while. Welcome if you have been here before. Welcome if you're here for the first time. I really appreciate that you are here. And as I always say, I have information about everything I talk about in the description box below this episode. And of course, I have timestamps on my episode. And I will take a sip of my coffee and let's just get started. My first FO today is the Lulu Slipover by Petite Knit, and it's what I'm wearing. And I have knitted this in Sandnes Tynn Per Gynt in the color Black Bristol. The number is 3800, and together with Sandnes Alpaca Følgetråd, which is the color Brown 3161. And it is really mild, because the Black Bristol is, it is black, but it's leaning very brown, but still turned out really mild, which I like. And I really like the Alpaca Følgetråd. Instead of using a strand of mohair, I use this alpaca strand, and I think that is something that I want to do more of. I like mohair, but it is very hot. And I think maybe the alpaca strand is, it's hot but not, or warm but not in the same way as mohair can be. So I want to do that more, hopefully. But I've knitted this in the size small on needles 4mm or US 6. And it weighs 225 grams. So I used almost 3 balls of the Tynn Per Gynt and 1.5 ball of the Følgetråd, Alpaca Følgetråd. Yeah, I am mostly happy with this. It's a labor of love because it's only flat knitting. The only thing that is knitted in the round is the neck, because that's the last thing you do, you pick up for the neck. But the rest is knitted flat. Yeah, you knit the back first and then you pick up for the front, here and here on the shoulders. And then you knit both sides flat. So it takes some time, but it's worth it, I think. I am, yeah, like I say, mostly happy. I'm not so fond of this neck. I don't know, it's something about it. It's like it goes down. It's like it's pulling downwards, and I don't like it. I wish it was like standing up and not pulling downwards. I don't know if I explain myself very good here, but I don't know how to solve it. Could I maybe knit this ribbing a little bit higher, or should I go for a lower neck, a folded neck maybe? But I do like this like mock neck, or what you call it. It's just that I don't like that it, can you see, it's like pulling downwards like this. So I don't know if I could like knit it a bit higher to avoid that, because of course I can take this, just cut this off and do it again. That is not a problem, but I'm not very keen on doing that. But if that is something that is going to bother me a lot, I might do that. But if you have any opinions, do you think it looks okay, or should I do something about it? Yeah, I'm not sure. The double knitting here on the edging is really nice. I did have some trouble with the double knitting just because I think it's a little bit difficult to make it like a nice even edge here, but I think it turned out okay in the end. And these are my buttons. I am happy with the choice of the size. I chose small because that's what's recommended for my bust measurements, to get the right amount of positive ease. But I can see on the picture of Petite Knit in her pattern that hers looks more oversized maybe, or maybe longer. I don't know if what it's, yeah, maybe it's longer, but I think she's very short, and maybe that's why I just follow the length recommended in the pattern. So maybe if I someday knit it again, I will knit it a bit longer, but I'm not sure if I should knit the size medium, because I do like the size of the armhole here, so maybe the only thing I should do is knit it a bit longer. I can stand up and you can see how it looks on. I think her version is longer down on the bum. So I do really like her, the way hers is looking. So I might try and do it again sometime, but not anytime soon, because flat knitting is not the most fun. But I could do it just as a long time project, of course, but we'll see. And of course there's ribbing on the arms, or sleeve hole, or what you call it. Yeah, but I really like this kind of vest. I do, or slipover. I really want to have another one, but we'll see. All in all, very, very happy. Just have to do something about this maybe. If you think it looks okay, I would be very happy if you told me, or if you should, or if I should do something about it, then I would really like to know that too. Yeah, so that's my Lulu Slipover. I need some coffee. Talking myself dry. My next project is something I really wasn't planning to knit at all, but I was sitting here in my chair knitting away. My 9-year-old was sitting on the floor building Legos while I was watching Rachel of Woolsey Knitting podcast. And she had knitted, I think she had knitted or crocheted a little octopus. That was really cute. And my 9-year-old, he said, "Mom, can you make me some, or make me an octopus like that?" And I said, "Sure, I can do that." And then we went into Ravelry. He looked up different kind of stuffies, or do you call plushies, or yeah. And then he found a free pattern with another kind of octopus, or a squid. Very big squid was the name of the pattern, and it's by let me see, Madison Brennaman. Free pattern on Ravelry, and yeah, here's the very big squid. So I knitted this for my very sweet boy who wanted a very big squid. Yes. I had some acrylic yarn. Before I learned to knit, I crocheted a lot, and I have a lot of acrylic yarn in my stash, I bought these very big balls of acrylic yarn, which I have used for blankets, pillows, and stuff like that. And it worked great for that kind of things, but I haven't used it well. After I learned to knit, I haven't used too much of it. But it was perfect to get to use up a lot of this red acrylic. I have a little bit left, but not much. And this on the, I don't know if you call it flaps or ears or whatever. It's sock yarn. I don't know what, because the ball band wasn't gone, but it's just some wool polyamide, I think, a blend that I used here, and also on the end of 2 of the tentacles. This was also a labor of love, you can say, because you knit the parts flat, and you knit 2 of these head pieces flat, and then you sew it together, and you sew also in these flaps. Then you have to knit 2 long tentacles with these ends, and then you knit 6 of the small ones. And I have to say, they look like they don't take a lot of time, but I think I used almost 2.5 hours on each of these small ones, and a little bit more on this. It took such a long time. And these are knitted in the round, and then you stuff it with some stuffing. And on the first one, I didn't stuff it while I was knitting, even though it said in the pattern that it's very smart to stuff this while you are knitting it, because it's not very easy when you're done with this long tube to stuff it. And I thought that sounds very, I don't know, fiddly to stuff it while you are knitting. But I should have followed the pattern. So this one of these I didn't do that with, so I had some trouble stuffing it. But on the others I stuffed it while I was knitting them. That was smart too. It didn't say how to sew in these tentacles in the head. It just said sew it together. And of course you can't expect too much of a free pattern. So I just had to figure it out. But I think it's somewhat okay. It looks almost like the picture in the pattern. So I think I didn't do a terrible job, but it looks very funny. But my 9-year-old is very happy with how it's looking. So then I'm happy too. And he wanted the same eyes as the pattern picture, so it's just a cross here with some black yarn and a button. Yes, so this is the very big squid. It took me several days to knit. That was not my plan, but my son was very happy, so I am happy too. Yeah, what can I say more? I haven't written how much it weighs before I filled it, but I did use a little bit of yarn here, 153 grams, before I stuffed it. Yes, so this is the very big squid, and I think maybe my son wants to come and say he has a name, so maybe he wants to come and present himself. We'll see. My son really thought it was a lot of fun to sit on Ravelry and find different kind of stuffies. I don't know what you call them. Plushies? Yeah. In Norwegian we'll call them kosebamse. But I don't know what that is in English. Cozy bear. Yeah, whatever. He actually made his own bundle on Ravelry with he called the bundle Cute Creatures. So he has put in a lot of patterns of this kind of I don't know, plushies, stuffies that he wants me to make him. So maybe I should knit him one for Christmas. I might do that, but yeah, it's a long list. So I have a lot of knitting in front of me, ahead of me. If I told him it might take a while before I go through all of that list, but he said that's okay. We'll see how many he will get, but he carries this around everywhere, so that makes the mom heart very happy.
Hello, my name is Samuel. You can see the red right there. Because it's a squid! It's too long, I can't hold it up. This is Jeff Hollowmew Von Tentacle. It's really cool. My mom knitted it. Really, really cool. With most of it being red and some of it being red and black. And it's really cool. Not really that colorful. As a dot and an X. What animal is it, chat? What animal is it, chat? It's not an octopus. I will give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is, it's a colossal squid. 2 tentacles. The rest of them are arms. Yes, these are not tentacles, these are arms. Octopuses don't have arms, they have tentacles. But this has arms and tentacles. Really funny.
Let's talk about some whips. My first whip is in this very cute knitting bag. It's by a Norwegian knitting podcaster who also sews beautiful bags. And in here is my zipper sweater light man from Petite Knit that I am knitting for my 18-year-old son. Hopefully I will be done for Christmas. We'll see. I haven't knitted too much since last time. Last time I had knitted only on the collar, but now I have knitted it together. You do a provisional cast or do this magic cast on or something. So you have stitches on hold on the one side while you knit the ribbing and then or the collar, and then you just fold it together and knit it together. So I've done that. I've done some German short bows in the neck, and now I am on the raglan increases. So since the zipper is going quite low on the sweater, I have to knit back and forth for a while, so that's what's slowing me down. But it is very easy. You just knit raglan increases on the right side, and on the wrong side you just knit or purl on the back. So it is very easy and mindless, but it is taking me some time. But I have to just pull myself together and do it, because it would be fun to gift it for Christmas. I am knitting this in Sandnes Smart. It's 100% wool in the color 2650 heathered gray beige. It's it is gray beige, but I feel it's some brown in there as well. I'm knitting on 3, 3.5 and 4 millimeter needles, US 2.5, 4 and 6, and there's not really much to talk about. I just have to knit on this. I try to knit a little bit every day on it, but some days it's not what I want to knit on, and that's okay too. But I think it will be a very nice sweater. I am a little bit nervous about sewing in the the zipper, but so many of you encouraged me, said that you had done it and that it wasn't very hard and you can do it, and thank you. That helps. That helps a lot. I have a friend that's knitting a couple of these for children now, and she has never sewn in a zipper either. And another friend is knitting another sweater for her husband with a zipper as well. So I think we are going to get together and sew in the zipper together to help each other and cheer each other on. That will be nice, I think, to have some support. Do it together, that's always nice. Then my next whip is something that you might be tired of now, because it's something that I feel I have shown in every episode. I've knitted several of them, and I have a new pair on the needles, and it's the Christmas morning socks by Vivian Aas. It sadly still isn't in English, but I think it's a very nice pattern. It's very simple and easy to follow, and it's a lot of fun. So now I'm knitting a pair for my father-in-law for Christmas. Like I've said before, this has 4 different colorwork charts and 2 different structure charts for the foot. This time I chose the trees, and I am knitting this in Viking Norweigan, which is a wool nylon acrylic blend, I believe. The brown one is it's number 819, and the white is 800. So these are for my father-in-law for Christmas. I have chosen to knit the shadow wrap heel. In the pattern it is the heel flapping gusset, but I like the shadow wrap heel. It goes by so fast and it's easy and mindless, and it's very nice because the shadow wrap heel I can leave. I can stop in the middle of the heel and come back to it. With the heel flapping gusset I can't do that, because then I don't know where I am. So I really like that. I'm knitting 2 at a time, and on the front this time I've used I haven't used any of the structure suggestions in the pattern. I've just done what I wanted myself, which is 3x2 rib, just to do some mindless and easy structure on the foot. And these are going to be relatively long because he has big feet, so I just have to knit them then. But it's DK weight, so it goes by really fast, and it's a nice mindless project now, which when I'm done with the color work. But I am not tired of this pattern. I love this pattern, and like I've said before, I want to knit up all my Viking Norweigan yarn and make these Christmas morning socks. So you will see them again. I hope that is okay, because I think that will be very good gifts to give for Christmas. My last whip today is something that I absolutely had no business casting on now, because I should be knitting on my Christmas gifts to be done with them before December, but I just really wanted to cast on something for myself, and I have been wanting to cast this on for a while. This is the Paul Klee sweater by Midori Hirose, and I haven't got really far, and I will tell you why in a second. Let me show you the beginning of the sweater if I can. It's rolling up. Yes, I am knitting this in a beautiful yarn from Hillesvåg. Hillesvåg is a Norwegian mill here, or not here, but in Bergen, so in the west of Norway. It's the yarn that's called Vilje. 402 beige. It's 100% Norwegian wool, and it's just amazing. I love this yarn. So I'm using that, and then I'm using a lot of minis, mostly minis that I got from Lauren in Work Knits in our Advent swap last year. So I've been so eager to cast this on so I can use some of those beautiful minis. It's a lot of different yarn, so I of course link to my Ravelry pattern page or project page where you can see all the different yarn if you're interested. It's yeah, it's so much beautiful yarn that I get to try in this sweater. I also have used some Rauma finull just because I wanted some other colors in here as well. So, but it was something that was in my stash, so that's good. I have some trouble with this sweater because I think I've been frogging this like 5 times already. I have been very low on energy lately. I've been doing a little bit too much, and I won't nag about my health, but that does make my head be a bit woozy or not. It's just a lot of brain fog, so maybe this wasn't the best pattern to cast on in the middle of a period that's kind of heavy. But I really wanted to cast it on, so oh well, I did that. So the pattern is, I'm sure, great, but it is 16 sizes, which is amazing. It's, I think, 3 or 4 kids sizes, and it's up to XL. 6XL, I'm sorry, 6XL. So it is a lot of I am knitting the size small, and then it says size small, go and knit the color 1 for kids 1, and then you have to hop back and forth in between the different sizes because my size has the same row as the kid size 1. It's just an example. I hope you understand what I mean. So it's a lot of back and forth, and I am not always sure which row is where and everything like that. So I've been doing some things wrong, knitting something wrong, and then I have to pick it up or frog it and do it again. But yeah. And I've also frogged a couple of times because I wasn't happy with the colors. I can put up a picture. I put in some purple here, and I wasn't happy about it. So if I have a picture, I think I do, I can put it in before I frogged it. I think it's okay now, but it's not easy to see how the colors will play together before I have knitted it in the sweater. So there might be some more frogging. I don't know. We'll see. But it is 18 colors you're supposed to have in this sweater. Of course, you can use some of the colors again. You only use a couple of grams for each row of each color, so it's not a lot. So I might choose to use some of the same colors when I get further down in the color work. We'll see. The color work itself is very easy. It's only 2 colors at a time. I've just did one change with the increases. In the pattern, it says to use knit back and forth in Yeah, knit front and back is what I meant to say. Knit front and back to increase. But I have chosen to do to lift up the strand between 2 stitches, and then I knit. Yeah, so left leaning increase, if you understand, and then you knit in the back loop of the strand of yarn. That was really poorly explained. I'm sorry, but I just don't like the knit front and back, or I think it's okay, but it makes a little bit of a hole, I think, when I make them, and I don't like to have holes in my knitting, so that's why I just changed that. But I think that doesn't change the pattern too much. Yes, and of course it's German short rows in the back, which is nice, and I just have to keep on knitting and probably frogging a little bit too, but that's okay. That's okay. It's so much fun to knit these colors and see how it turns out. So I don't mind frogging a little bit. I still think it's a lot of fun, even though I have some troubles with the pattern, and that's okay too. I don't mind. I'm really enjoying this knit. So maybe it will be a very crazy sweater with a lot of crazy colors. Who knows? But it's just so much fun, and I really enjoy getting to use some of the yarn that I got from Lauren, and yeah, I'm just excited to keep on knitting on this. I'm knitting on needles. I haven't written that now. Bad notes right here. Bad notes. But I think I've written it in my Norwegian notes. I always write notes for the podcast because of my brain fog. I need some notes, and I do both the podcast in Norwegian and English, so I always write notes in Norwegian, and then I write it in English, and sometimes I forget to put in everything, like needle size. It's not too important, but I am knitting on 2.5, 3, and 3.75 millimeter needles. I will put the US size here because that is something that I don't know at the top of my mind. This time I got a tip. I knitted the Spring of Love sweater that I showed you last week, which is a round yoke. And I had some trouble with the neck and everything. It's just bunching up. And I got a tip from a Norwegian podcast watcher. She told me that if you measure your upper bust instead of, I'm sorry, I touched my microphone. If you measure your upper bust instead of your bust, and then that might help to choose the right size for your round yoke sweater. So I have done that for this because you do increase in the round, but you also do some raglan stitches. And I have a question. When you first increase in the round and then do some raglan, is that what's called a compound raglan? I've tried to learn some new stuff here because many people talk about compound raglan. And is that when you do both rounding or increases in the round and raglan? And I really like that kind of increasing because I think it do help to get a better fit. A round yoke is not my favorite, but with some raglan increases, I really feel like it helps a lot. Yeah. So that is my Paul Klee sweater. Hopefully I will have some more knitting done next time, I will put on a stitch marker here, progress keeper here, so you can see my progress next time. But I will maybe do the color work done and then put it aside, because I do have some Christmas gifts that I should knit before I continue this, but it's just so much fun. It is time for a summary of October. I really do enjoy to keep a track on how much I knit versus how much I acquire of yarn. I like to share it with you, and some of you say you enjoy it, and maybe some of you don't enjoy it, but then you just skip. I have timestamps. Yeah, I just have to have some coffee, and I will sit back, and we will hear if I have acquired more than I've knitted up. Up until now, I have knitted up more than I have acquired this year. So in October, I knitted up 1,584.5 grams. That's good. I did knit 2 sweaters, or finish 2 sweaters in October, and then I did a lot of small projects like a hat, a scarf, hot water bottle cover, socks, yeah. But I did acquire quite a lot of yarn in October, 2,450 grams of yarn. And some of it is here in this Lulu Slipover, but this will be in the November summary. Yeah, and I always bring with me the number that I had from September. So I had knitted up more in September than I had acquired, and then I take that negative number that I had over to this month. Yes, but for the first time this year, I have more in than out of my stash. So I am now on 471.7 grams in more in than out, and that's okay. I think that's far enough out in the year to be, that's okay. I have bought a lot of yarn for my fall plans and for Christmas gifts, and I hope that I will be able to knit that up. I know I won't be able to knit all of my fall plans this year, because we are soon in the middle of November, but I will just knit that in the winter season of next year, so that's okay. Let's talk about some Yarnjoy, because of course I have acquired some yarn since last time. Drops has released a new sock yarn, DK weight, and I hadn't planned to buy any, but I really want to knit more of those hot water bottle covers. And although I probably have some yarn in my stash, I didn't have the colors that I wanted, because I have a specific persons in mind for the gifts. And I know some of them have some favorite colors, and I really wanted to knit something in the colors that they love. And I thought that was a perfect opportunity for me to try this sock yarn, because I also want to knit some socks for Christmas gifts. Yeah, so I took the opportunity to buy some of the new Drops Fiesta. And I won't go through all of the color numbers now, but you will see them as I knit them up. But I just wanted to show it to you. I can show you all the solid colors first. So here is some of them. It really is a Christmas palette. Yeah, but I want to knit a hot water bottle cover for my friend, and she really likes blue. So I'm thinking maybe these two, or maybe all of these three, or just these two. I am going to use the hot water bottle cover free pattern from Emily Baldwin for these as well, but just put in some color work that I don't know what, but something. Maybe I will use all of them. We'll see. That is the plan, and I'm hoping to cast this on this weekend. I got myself a few hot water bottles, and it goes by really fast to knit. So, and I think it's a lot of fun. That is something that I want to do. And I think maybe these will be some socks, maybe more Christmas morning socks, or I don't know. We'll see. But they also have Drops Fiesta print with some fun colors, and this is going to be some socks. And also this one. This is the Northern Lights colorway. I don't know what this is called, I can't remember, but they are really fun. And I'm excited to knit this up in socks. And it's really soft. It is a superwash DK. It's 110 meters per 50 grams, 120 yards. 75% wool, 25% polyamide. I think maybe this can be a new favorite yarn for socks. We'll see. It is also very affordable. So that is a big plus. Yes. So excited to knit into this yarn and try it out. Probably next episode you will see some projects with this yarn. So yes, I have acquired a little bit more of yarn, but I have plans for it, so that's okay. I have also dyed some yarn since last time. I haven't been dyeing too much of yarn this year, although I do really find it so much fun, but I haven't had the energy to do so. As I say, I have some health issues, and that makes me very tired and low on energy. So but I had some yarn I really wanted to dye, because I am planning to knit a cardigan this December, the Radvant cardigan. I can't remember who the designer is, but I think that's what I want to knit with my advent calendar this year. I have ordered the advent calendar from Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co., which is a Narnia calendar. So I'm so excited. But I also need 100 grams of yarn to go with all of the minis. And although I don't know the colorways in this calendar yet, I did dye up some yarn that I might use, who knows, or maybe not. I had some leftover Sunnes Sunday in white that I used for my Spring of Love sweater, and I just dyed up this brown, reddish brown color. And I really do like it, so maybe I'll use this together with the advent yarn, or maybe I won't, who knows, we'll see. But that was a lot of fun, and I did manage to get the color that I wanted, that I had in mind. Then I had a sock yarn that's just a wool polyamide blend that I had dyed before, but I was happy with the color, so I just re-dyed it. And I do really like this color. It's purple, blue, bluish purple, pink. Yeah, just a little bit of fun. And I had some leftover dye in the pot after I had dyed some of this yarn. So I went into my stash. I've used up all of my yarn that I had for dyeing. And so I just found some white Filcolana Tilia that I had in my stash, and I just dyed it with the leftover dye. Excuse all the black ties. Yeah, I think it turned out so beautifully. I did put up in some dye that I already had, what do you say in English? I had blended out some of the dye already. So it was a silver color, silver gray, that I also put in with this lilac. Turned out really nice. I do love to dye on mohair because the mohair takes the dye in such a special way. That was a lot of fun. I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but it was a lot of fun. Hopefully I will be able to dye some more yarn in the new year. I have a plan to make myself a little dye area outside. We're getting a new porch or veranda this year. Like I've talked about it before, I think, but I will show you in Vlogmas how it's turning out. And yeah, so we're getting a new veranda. We have an old one with a little bit of a roof over, and I really want to just make myself a little area there where I can be outside and dye, because I'm very clumsy. So I do spill a lot. And that is not the greatest thing to do with the acid dyes, because it's really hard to get it to go away when you first spill it. And I have a white kitchen, so not a good thing to dye in the kitchen. Yeah. So hopefully I will make myself a little area outside on the veranda that we are not going to use to sit outside. Yeah, that's my hope and dream, because I really like to dye yarn. I think it's a lot of fun. Yes, I think that's everything I had to talk about today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I feel like I have been rambling a lot today, just because my head is not the best at the moment, but I really like to come and talk to you guys, so I really wanted to do that, even though I didn't feel 100%. So I hope that's okay. It's always so much fun to share my knitting with you guys, and you are so encouraging, and I learn so much from you, getting tips and tricks, and when I ask for help, you're so helpful, and thank you so much. I don't know everything about knitting. I still learn every day. I feel I learn something new, and that is just so much fun. Keeping my brain working and learning, and that is good. I hope you are doing well, that you have good days. Here it's getting dark, so it's just staying inside, lighting some lighting some candles, drinking something hot like great coffee, and knitting away, watching all the Christmas movies. Yes, I've started to watch the beautiful Christmas movies. They are all the same, but I do love them. I love the simplicity, and I love all the Christmas decorations, and I am already so excited for Christmas. Yeah, so excited for Vlogmas, excited to watch Vlogmas, excited for the Christmas cheer. It's the best season. I the cozy season. Anyway, I was about to say goodbye, not to keep talking. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you will consider subscribing to my channel. And thank you again for all your comments, for your likes. It is really heartwarming. And just, yeah. Have a wonderful weekend. And remember, you are valuable, you're good enough. Enjoy your craft and happy knitting until I see you again. Bye, friends.